Hello, thank you for joining us. We are excited to bring you the True Colors exercise, and that we're going to be helping you understand this hopefully new language and visually see and attach what personal preferences look like to you and to your team in a way of self-awareness and a way of better communicating. And this presentation was adopted from the Colorado State University's Career Center. Their counselors there gave me the okay to use their slides. I'm Rebecca Rose. I'm a certified veterinary technician, and I'm the owner and founder of Catalyst Veterinary Practice Consultants. So it is in understanding, appreciating, and honoring ourselves and others that we all gain dignity, pride, self-respect, and esteem. We learn how to be effective and great leaders, teachers, friends, spouses, coworkers, students, and parents. It's true. With the skills and the ideas around this concept of true colors, we can enhance all of these relationships. Most problems at work or in relationships are caused by personality issues. Does that surprise you? And not technical difficulties. So why are we doing this? We're here to recognize and appreciate your own unique strengths and preferences, and the unique strengths and preferences of the people in your lives. We're here to recognize and appreciate the value and importance of diversity in the workplace, and also in organizations, in our community, and within our families. These skills are here to help you increase your communication and just engage better with the people you love and spend time with. There's other applications in which this can be used as well. Think about emails, because oftentimes we send the email message or text or a plethora of other technical ways of communicating without really thinking or being mindful of the recipient. And it's often difficult to provide and interpret the tone, the feelings, intensity, especially the sarcasm within emails or other electronic communications. And sarcasm is definitely something that can cause so many problems. So keep that in mind before you push that send button. Because when the email is sent, it's left up to the recipient's interpretation of that. And oftentimes it depends on their color or their personal preferences and the mood that they're in when they're reading that email. You know, what have they eaten recently? Or within the veterinary community, they may not have eaten at all during the day. Did the person on the other side of the email, did they just get step in cat vomit? These are things that we deal with. So consider all of the concept in colors with your emails. So the true color philosophy is that everyone's need for esteem is intrinsic. How individuals experience esteem is different. And to explain these differences, True Colors uses 4 different colors as metaphors to define different temperaments: green, gold, blue, and orange. These colors were chosen because of their direct association with psychological and physiological needs. Don Lowry in 1978 developed this idea of true colors. These are the true colors' key concepts. 1 is to eliminate blame, dare to honor differences. and reframe it. Look to understand rather than to discount. And keep in mind, you're all four colors. Some colors shine brighter than others. Have fun and no color bashing whatsoever. This is a way of identifying what you bring to the table and the self-awareness, and then identifying the other people in your life and maybe where they are at in their life. Now is a good time to print off the accompanying word sort worksheet. And this has been emailed to you as well, because we're going to literally physically fill this out. So when you're going through the word sort, think of your normal self when you're not stressed. What is your personal preference? I prefer this, and that's exactly how you're going to fill this out. And this is not a test, and don't overthink it. You're not getting graded on this. When you're filling out the squares and putting the numbers in, don't use doubles or halves, just use the straight numbers. And keep in mind that 4 is most like you. That 4 is most like you. So here's an example. On your sheet, there are columns which go down and rows that go across. So for the first part of this exercise, you're going to look at the words and choose the row across. So as an example, the row on the sheet in the upper left-hand corner, the words are active, variety, and sports. The second group of words, organized, plan, and neat. The third, nice, helpful, friends. And the fourth, in the right upper corner, learning, science, and privacy. So of that row, which is most like you and which is least like you? Then you go down the columns, go down the rest of those rows. So take a little bit of time and fill this out. We're going to keep moving on, and I'm going to show you what these colors look like. So this is a green card. These are folks in the green section. Take a look at the card. What do you see? I see a calculator and a wise old owl and a space shuttle ship. So these folks are scientific. Math and logic really drive them. The wise owl, they're constantly answering questions. They have pondering faces, they're quizzical. They use graphs and charts. Everything's very detail-oriented. They're investigative, inventive. They're wondering what came first, the chicken or the egg, and oftentimes very visionary. So the green are curious. They're all about growth, and their minds are always growing. Here we are with the gold folks. Take a look at this card. What do you see? They're prepared, very timely. They could be conservative in dress. They're all about the calendars and the dates and being timely and on the clock. They're focused on the family. They may have savings in their piggy bank, loyal in service. And there's the umbrella. They're prepared. And these folks could be deemed more serious. They could be good as gold or solid as gold. They're the responsible ones. Here's the blue card. What do you see on this card? What do these folks value? I see hearts and romance and theater. So these folks are definitely driven by romance and doves and peace. They like pretty things. They're very affectionate. They like the drama and like theater, and they go to theaters. They like the rainbows and the promises. They could possibly be very artistic. Maybe their heads are in the clouds. They're the dreamers in the group. Blue like things to be harmonious. True blue. You can probably envision folks of all these colors that we've talked about so far. Here come the orange. These folks, what does this card represent? What do you see in this card? Definitely, where's the action? Where's the party? So they are about the adventure and being out of doors. And if they're indoors, they're daydreaming about being out of doors. These folks are the risk takers. They thrive in the chaos. They want to do things with their hands on. They've got the tools in their hands and they're fixing it. They're getting it done. They're action oriented. Possibly have the world by the string. Maybe they have more wild dress. And they like music and noise and action. So maybe you know some team members or family members like that. Orange are the bright and bold ones. Wherever the party is, that's where they're going. So coming back to our word sort, now we're going to rank it. And you may have already added up your card, your numbers. So give a number 1 ranking to the lowest number and a 4 ranking to the biggest number. The higher the number, that's more like you. You said that. You chose that was the most like you. So you may be surprised that the first column, those are representative of orange. Second, gold. Third, blue. And the last column on the right are the greens. So in this example, the person here is a stronger, brighter gold and the least orange. So now you can do that in your word sort. And there could be people who are split too. Some might be very much a high orange and a high gold, then very little numbers on the blues and greens. It's variable because we're all so different. That's the point here. We all have different preferences. So the brightening process, each color has its own values, joys, and strengths. Plus, there's stressors and frustrations associated with that. So for the bright orange, they value, those people who are action-oriented, the freedom, the adventure, the fun, the play, variety, action. They can be competitive. They like independence. And the things that stress them out are just stupid rules. Anything slow, the lack of money, boring routines stress them out. Rigidity, time, procrastination. So here's a list for the bright blues. They value the honesty, friendship. They're the harmonious folks, compassionate. Family and friends are very important to them. They're affectionate. Communication is high priority for them. They want to be able to know and ask you how you're feeling and what are you doing and how can they help. And they're also great at listening. They appreciate beauty. Now, things that stress them out is fighting of any kind. They're stressed out by uncaring people, time limits, dishonesty, insincerity in folks, lack of communication, right? So if you don't want to talk to them, they take that very seriously. Lack of romance stresses them out, and simply mean people stress them out. So on the gold side, they're dependable, responsible, great leaders, organized, very dedicated to their family and home, commitment, stable. They get it done right and on time. So the stressors are just slackers, things that people don't get things done. They're stressed out by chaos and mess. sudden change, being late, irresponsible people, no clear direction, and being unorganized totally stresses them out. Here's green. They value logic, having all the answers, being competent, having the opportunity to problem solve. They're determined, they're smart, and they like things that challenge their mind. They're stressed out by unfairness and nonsensical rules, incompetence. Stupid people stress them out. And if there's too much emotion, they stress out by confusion and unable to figure something out. That'll take them to the edge. So you can see with these values and stressors how there can be potential conflicting colors. Now, I'll be perfectly honest. I am a self-proclaimed flaming orange. That's where I prefer to be. And to have this visual is very good for me. And maybe you're seeing this as well. So you can see that there could be conflict between someone who's an orange and someone who's a gold because of the spontaneity, no rules, and having fun as a priority for someone who's an orange. And then the priority for a bright gold is something that's planned and more obedient and more responsible. But there's also opportunities to be complementary in this as well. So for a bright orange to have somebody with green that is factual and geared by theories and the logic, that combination can certainly be complementary. And the higher the number, the brighter you are in a color. Now keep in mind, we're all colors as well. Factors affecting true colors can be age, environment, simply your lifestyle, the culture that you grew up in, the region, and the nation. And think about that you might be working with people that are from other states in the United States or even around the world. Gender, religion, and occupation can all affect our colors. And we can change throughout our life as well as preferences go. Remember, your brightness of color can change even throughout the day, depending if you're at home or at work. Our differences are to be appreciated. We are to realize our full potential when we realize that this kaleidoscope of colors makes us a better team. Pardon me. So enjoy speaking this new language. Enjoy learning more about yourself, seeing maybe yourself in a new light and a new color, and certainly the colors of the folks that are around you. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure sharing this with you, and I look forward to hearing how it works out. So have a great day and make your career the best it can be, knowing that communication skills leads to success.